This is only the beginning of the end. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Stranger Things update video. So today I've got a lot to talk about, from Ross Duffer's week 3 and 4 photo dump on Instagram, to some comments made by Gaten Matarazzo about deaths of characters in Stranger Things. But before I dive into this, be sure to hit that like button. It helps out more than you guys know. Subscribe to that notification bell to help reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers here on the channel. I'm so close to making that final push. And of course, go show some love to the Unusual Couple podcast for weekly episodes with myself and my girlfriend Cam. We have so much fun with it over there. We'll have a big old MEGACON recap coming soon. And that reminds me, my full panel for MEGACON is available on the channel now. Stranger Things Season 5 Theories from the Upside Down with Sean Chandler from Sean Chandler Talks About and my girlfriend Cam. It went better than I ever could have imagined, so thank you so much to everyone who came out and attended the panel in person. It was great to meet so many of you at the panel, after the panel, and just at MEGACON in general. Hearing in person from a lot of you guys that you love my content and the channel, it means more than you'll ever know. I truly love doing this, and your guys' continued support makes it possible for me to continue making these videos. So thank you guys so much, and without further ado, let's talk Season 5 news. So a few days back, Ross Duffer was back at it again on Instagram with a week 3 and week 4 photo dump. He did a photo dump for weeks 1 and 2 individually, but he combined weeks 3 and 4 into one post. We got 9 photos on his Instagram, so let's dive through each and every single one of them. The first is this photo of Millie Bobby Brown with both the Duffer brothers. Now, Millie's hair is covered up by a hat, but as we know from the paparazzi photos, she's got longer hair, which is further evidence of that time jump we've been talking about for weeks now. However, the background of this photo is worth noting, as it's the radio station yet again. And based on all these behind-the-scenes photos and set pictures we've been getting from the paparazzi, this radio station has had a prominent role, and it has me thinking, is this the new signature iconic set from Season 5 of Stranger Things? In Season 4, we had the Creel House. In Season 3, we had Starcourt Mall. It seems like each season we get that location where a big event goes down, and for me, I'm thinking the radio station is going to play a huge role in this final season because they've been filming here for quite some time now. This next picture has me alarmed. It's a picture of a bloody Nike shoe and some gloved hand. I don't know if that's someone like applying the blood or makeup to this shoe, or if it's the actual character's hands, but regardless, my mind went to Steve immediately when I saw these Nike shoes. Now, obviously, anyone can wear shoes like this, but we've already seen photos of Steve rocking some Nike shoes, and this bloody shoe looks a lot like this shoe, which we know to be Steve. Again, leave it to the Duffer brothers to consistently tease Steve Harrington's death in this show, and then let him live. Now, it is Season 5, there's no getting cold feet, we'll talk about that later, but still, Steve is not fully safe. And speaking of the Duffer brothers playing games with us, this next photo could be teasing something pretty wild. So the third photo they posted is of A Wrinkle in Time. It's a cover of the novel, which has become classic in literature, and this is a book in which the main premise involves traveling through space and time. So you can add this Instagram post to yet another time travel nod by the Duffer brothers. They've been planting the seeds all throughout the seasons, hinting at a potential time travel. Obviously, it started with simple Back to the Future nods in Season 3 as the film was in theaters in summer of 1985, but even in Season 4 with the marketing and the build-up, clocks were very prominent. Then you go and watch Season 4 and this clock is a recurring symbol throughout the series. We find out time is frozen on the date November 6, 1983 in the Upside Down, and we even deal with these flashbacks building up Henry Creel as a character, so I'm thinking they might just be committing to time travel. Now, I don't think this is going to be your conventional 80s movies time travel where they build a machine and go back in time. I think it's going to be more so almost like slipping through time in the Upside Down, something along the lines of Loki Season 2, where Loki as a character sort of just slips back in time, but it's not necessarily like they have these watches and they smash them and they just go back in time. I think it's going to be they find something within the Upside Down that's like a loophole, and they can almost use the Upside Down to travel backwards or forwards in time in the real world. We'll see. I trust the Duffer brothers, but it could get a little too ridiculous for its own good. This fourth picture is just an anti-smoking ad that says, "Why start life under a cloud?" This could be some sort of inside joke or mention to the Upside Down that we have no idea of, or it could just be an ad from the 1980s. This next photo is taking us back to some early days of Stranger Things. It's the interior of a bus, and my mind immediately went to the Hawkins junkyard, as we visit this location in both Season 1 and Season 2. In Season 1, we see the gang hiding out there, and that's when the kids are kind of on the run with Eleven, and Hopper, Nancy, and Joyce are trying to find them. So Hopper and company finally get in communication with Dustin and the rest of the kids, and that's where Dustin's like, they could be pulling a Lando like in The Empire Strikes Back. You gotta love a Star Wars reference in Stranger Things. But ultimately Hopper ends up coming onto the bus and they all get away. But they are also on a bus in season 2 when Steve, Max, Dustin, and Lucas end up facing off against the demo dogs. We see Steve out there, there's a lot of fog, it's nighttime, and Steve's got his bat ready to kick some ass. This could be a new bus, it could be that same bus. Regardless, I hope we go back to this junkyard because some of the best moments between characters happen here, where there's just two characters having a simple conversation about life or their current relationship status, and I feel like a lot of heart-to-hearts happen here. Let's revisit it. Season 1, Season 2 callbacks, bring them on. This next photo is a pumpkin head scarecrow dummy device. Who really knows? When I saw that pumpkin, my mind went to the farms from Stranger Things Season 2. We know that some of the pumpkins are rotting, and we find out it's because there's tunnels underneath that are the upside down. And then my mind goes back to that previous GIF that I keep calling back to because I think it's going to be important, with Dustin, Jonathan, and Nancy driving around in a car in the upside down, and the file name is McCorkle Farms. So could this photo be hinting at the return to McCorkle Farms? It's very likely. And I think this contraption could be something they attach to the front of the car as like a decoy to draw out some creatures, say demo bats, demo dogs, whatever it may be. It could be a part of whatever their plan is in a specific episode to draw out Vecna, to draw out whoever they may be going up against. The next photo is of a huge crane, and we see one of the duffers. And this next one is a cat stuffed animal with X eyes. I hope this isn't hinting at killing Dustin's cat again. That would be sick and twisted. And the last photo from this dump is the Days shot bowl, and it's actually broken. But you will notice there's more and more marbles because we are getting further and further into filming of this final season. Bring it on. So that does it for the recap of Ross Duffer's photo dump covering weeks 3 and 4 of filming. I'm sure we'll get one for week 5, maybe even week 6 combined very, very soon. But that's not all the news we got to talk about in this video. For those who didn't know, MEGACON was this past weekend. I was there. I actually did a Stranger Things panel, which I talked about up front. I'll link it up above and down below. Go check it out if you guys haven't. It went better than I could have ever imagined. I had an awesome time. But some of the Stranger Things cast was actually at MEGACON. You could get photo ops or autographs with them, and they even put on a panel on Sunday. Now, I was not able to attend this panel because I had my own panel earlier that morning, and I had some other things on my itinerary, so I ended up not making it to this panel with Gaten Matarazzo, Finn Wolfhard, and Grace Van Dyne of Stranger Things fame. However, Gaten Matarazzo, who plays Dustin, was asked one question about the show, and his answer has certainly sparked some debate online. So at this panel, Gaten was asked what changes he would make to the show, and here's his answer. It might sound messed up, but we should kill more people. This show would be so much better if the stakes were much higher, like at any moment, any of these kids can kick it. I feel like we're all too safe. So yeah, someone asked Gaten what would you change about the show, and his answer is basically we should kill more people. Now I hear this, and I agree to a certain extent. To me, in a movie franchise or a TV series, once it reaches a certain length, deaths are necessary in order for the stakes to be truly felt. I look at something like the MCU or Star Wars, some of the longest running franchises in film, and at a certain point, characters have to die. Even if they're fan favorites, it's necessary for the narrative. It's necessary to feel the stakes and the weight, or more so the consequences of everyone's actions. And I feel like the Duffer Brothers have written deaths for major characters many times, but then they get cold feet. We saw it with Hopper at the end of season 3. We saw it with Max at the end of season 4. It's almost like they were fully ready to commit to killing these characters, and then the day of shooting rolled around and they were like, wait a second, I don't think we need to kill this main character. They get cold feet. Now that it's season 5 though, there's no room for cold feet anymore. No one is safe, and I feel like they're really going to play into that in the final season, as we will experience a major character death of any age. Like before season 4 volume 2 came out, myself and many others were predicting like 2 to 3 major character deaths. People like Murray, Robin, Will, blah blah blah, whoever it may be, they're all gonna bite the dust. We were off base there. They didn't end up killing any major characters in season 4, but that was alright because I personally still felt the stakes, and they teed up season 5 to be the biggest in scale yet. So I automatically think deaths will occur this season. Obviously, we lost Eddie in season 4, but he's kind of an outlier because he was introduced in season 4. In fact, the characters who've been killed off in the show so far are usually newer. They haven't really killed off anyone from season 1 and left them permanently dead. They had a chance to do it with Hopper, but honestly, I don't think that would have been satisfying. He's going to play a critical role in season 5. They did kill Max and brought her back, so we'll have to see what her role looks like in season 5, but if it's not a huge role, I do think they probably should have just left her dead. Who knows though. But on the other hand, I don't want them to kill people just to kill people and be like, look, we're killing major characters. I think it needs to feel warranted, but more importantly, earned. I don't want them to just kill 5 major characters for the sole purpose of shock value. Like, I love Game of Thrones. No one was ever safe safe in Game of Thrones, but there were times where I was like, I don't know if it was really necessary to kill that character. I feel like they could have explored so much more. For example, someone like Oberyn. So to me, there's always been sort of a happy medium when it comes to killing off characters. I look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We all have predictions. Oh, Drax is gonna die, Rocket's gonna die. None of the main Guardians died in Volume 3. However, James Gunn wrote the film and directed the film in a way whereas we as the audience felt the stakes. We felt as though we lost Rocket Raccoon for like 5 straight minutes. They explored his background fully. It was a heavy watch, right? However, we felt the stakes of that and made us appreciate Rocket as a character so much more. It's almost like he got a second lease on life when he came back and was pretty much on his deathbed and was revived. We felt as though he died, but he still got to live his life after. To me, that's something they could do with this season. That could be with a character like Eleven. That could be with a character like Will. But my main thing is, if they're going to kill a main character, it needs to feel earned. It should be a moment where they sacrifice themselves for the greater good. I look at a character like Steve, Jonathan, Nancy. If one of them were to die, I think it would fit in with the narrative well. I look at a character like Hopper, and I'm like, I don't know. Should they kill him again? Who's to say? All that's to say, I do agree with Gaten that this show should have killed more characters, but I also don't go to a show like Stranger Things expecting a bloodbath. Like, yes, the Upside Down exists and Vecna is a threat, but do I really want to sit here and watch these high school kids get slaughtered? Not necessarily. I think there's a balance, and Season 5 will likely find that. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if anyone ends up biting the dust in Season 5, but as we get more filming updates, you guys can expect more videos just like this one. And if you want to watch the entire MegaCon panel, it is out on my channel right now. It's called Stranger Things Season 5 Theories from the Upside Down. And I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to every single one of you watching this video. If you guys were at MegaCon and said hello, if you guys were at the panel, if you guys just watched the panel, it means the world. Your support of my channel, my Stranger Things content, my non-Stranger Things content, it's really changed my life. And I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so much for all that you do. I love you guys. I couldn't do this without you, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for the future, and Stranger Things Season 5 is coming. I cannot wait. But that's going to do it for this video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers here on the channel. It means a lot. And go show some love to the Unusual Couple podcast for weekly episodes with myself and my girlfriend Cam. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys as always for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys on the other side of the Upside Down.